Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Detroit Lions Blogspot podcast station #1. My name is Taylor Tessier, and I will be your host as always. Today, we are lucky to have Steve Weingarten alongside me to help shed some light on the Detroit Lions. How are you, Steve?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime. So today, we're going to touch base on some intriguing topics that have been brought to my attention over the past week. The Lions have some cap room issues that we'll have to solve over the next few years, signing key players like Calvin Johnson alongside with Matthew Stafford, and they're going to have to try to sign some free agents, Cliff Averill, and Stephen Tulloch. We also want to share our thoughts on if the Lions could possibly make a Super Bowl run next year. Is it actually foreseeable to see the blue and gray jerseys playing on Super Bowl Sunday? I don't know. I think so. And then the last thing we will talk about is who the Lions should look at on draft day and what position groups they should focus on. So, Steve, we're going to start talking about the cap room available. To get things started, just want to let you know the Lions are estimated to have roughly around 110, 120 million in cap space for next year. Of that 120 million, 60 million will be accounted for in only 4 players. That's right, Calvin Johnson, who's getting $22 million in his last year of his contract. Stafford, he's getting $17.1 million. Vanden Bosch at about $7.7 million. He's got 2 years left on his contract. And Sue's around $10 million. So how are we gonna manage a 53-man roster with half their cap gone? Should we trade Johnson? Do we get rid of Vanden Bosch? I know one thing. We have to have 81 playing for us as long as we can. Megatron had 96 catches for 1,691 yards and 16 touchdowns in 2011, his last year, with only 1 full year with Stafford throwing the ball to him. So this duo can get very dangerous in the near future. I'm saying 3-4 years, they'll build chemistry and they'll get very, very good. Johnson has the size, speed, and athleticism to consistently be a Pro Bowler and the best in the league every single year. Now, what do you have to say about this, Steve?
Well, yeah, honestly, I really agree with you there, Taylor. I think that the Lions really need to hold on to Calvin Johnson and Matthew Stafford. They need to keep that relationship together because I think that could be a really good 1-2 punch in the NFL. Maybe within the next couple years, they could be the best wide receiver and quarterback tandem in the league, as they've shown flashes that they can be unreal this year. I think Vanden Bosch, he's getting a little bit older now. I think it's about time that they let him go just because of the fact that they need to keep Sue as well. I mean, they just drafted him. He's changed their team so much. He's had trouble lately with the fans, yeah. But honestly, you can't even look at that. I look at just the way he plays and what he's brought to the Lions. He's brought a great attitude, a fierce attitude, made them a meaner team, and really helped them a lot. But honestly, I think if you have to get rid of anybody, it'd be Vanden Bosch at this point.
I can agree with that. Vanden Bosch not being part of the Lions squad in the near future, I could see that, considering we got Cliff Averill. Yeah, he's an up-and-coming star, if you ask me. He's 25 years old. All right? Now, if you have to pick, because we also have Stephen Tulloch. We can't forget about him. He's a great defensive player, Stephen Tulloch. Who would you sign if you only had to sign one? Cliff Averill, Stephen Tulloch. I mean, Averill, 11 sacks this season and 6 forced fumbles, if you guys didn't know that. 6 forced fumbles, and that was the most in the NFL this year. Okay, so this guy is going for the ball, and he's trying to strip it. He's causing those turnovers. You know what those turnovers get? They get points. They put points on the board. So it's important. Those 6 forced fumbles is very important. So what are your thoughts?
Honestly, yeah, just that's true. I mean, one of the most important things in the game of football is trying to generate turnovers. And if you generate turnovers, most of the time, if you have if you generate more turnovers than you have, you're probably going to win the game.
Yep.
So I mean, when you have a player like Cliff Averill, who has 6 forced fumbles, he's making plays on the defensive side of the ball, getting the Lions field position, giving Stafford time and opportunities to put points on the board, I really think it all starts on the defensive side of the ball for the Lions. And, Cliff Averill, his motor is always running. So he's always ready to go. He doesn't take a play off. He's always trying to get to the quarterback. And,
Yeah,
I really think
110%.
he's going to be with the Lions for a couple years at least. They're going to re-sign him. I think he could be a superstar in this league and a Pro Bowler.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I could definitely see that happening. The Lions do need to make some defense adjustments if they want to reach that Super Bowl. And talking about Super Bowl, actually, moving on to our next topic, can the Lions make a Super Bowl run next year? I'm not saying they have to make the Super Bowl, but can they reach that championship? We got teams like the Giants this year, 8-8. They have Eli, who's a great quarterback at times, well, most of the time. They got the great defense that was banged up all year, and then they got healthy, and look what happened. Okay, they were 8-8. They weren't even supposed to make the playoffs this year. And what they do, they went in, they proved everyone wrong, and they won. And we go back to two years ago when the Packers won the Super Bowl. They were at 10-6, I believe it was. And, they weren't the hottest
Same record
team.
as the Lions this year.
Same record as the Lions this year. Yes, perfect example. 10-6. And they weren't supposed to win. And they went in there, and they showed everyone what they could do, okay? Aaron Rodgers, he played unreal, and he's still playing unreal. So can you see the Lions possibly making that championship or even the Super Bowl next year? Or in how many years do you think?
Well, I really don't see it happening next year or maybe even 2 years. I'd say maybe 3-4 years down the road. You still look at the Packers. They're always going to be strong. They're young. They got Rodgers, who's young. He's going to be playing well and causing trouble.
Yeah.
You got the San Francisco 49ers, who just have an excellent young defense. They got a great coach. They're going to be up there too. You got the Saints, who have probably the best offense in the NFL. Maybe you can maybe say the Packers, but just weapons-wise, they got so many weapons. They'll always be up there too. I think those are the top 3 teams in the NFC for sure. Detroit's a little step underneath them. I really think they need to improve their defense. That's the main thing. If they can get their defense better, maybe get somebody who can stop the pass better, a couple corners that can stop the pass, that'll really help them.
So how long do you think they can get to that championship?
I'm going 5 years. NFC Championship, 5 years for the Detroit Lions.
All right, I like it. I think it's going to be a little earlier, but it's all right. Last topic, draft day needs. What position do I think they should focus on? Well, there's 3 really positions that they can focus on. I'm talking the offensive line, or they can bring in better cornerbacks or better safeties. Their offense was tremendous this year, as we know. Stafford threw for 5,000 yards. Defense, however, they weren't that good. They had a bad pass defense, that's for sure. And they could use help on that side. But the question is, how many more times can Stafford take hits like he has? He's already suffered 3 injuries over the past 3 years, and I don't know if he's going to survive much longer with these hits. So I would suggest that the Lions take an offensive tackle. I'm looking at Cody Glenn, the big fella out of Georgia. Plays great at his position from what I've seen. He's fast, and he's very strong and tough. Now, you could look at the defensive and try to pick your part in that, but I just feel that they need an O tackle that's going to come in and protect Stafford. We need to protect this guy forever. What do you think?
I completely agree with you there, and I think at some point in the next draft, the Lions will get an offensive tackle, but I don't think it'll be in the first round because I think they'll try to address their defensive issues, which are their major issues, and more specifically in the pass defense. The Lions need a cover corner. They need someone who can cover, and my guy is Denard, the guy out of Alfonso Denard. That's it. There it is. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Alfonso Denard out of the University of Nebraska. Yeah. The guy, he's unreal.
I've heard of it. I've watched him play.
Athlete. He can jump. He can run. He's got great hands, so he can get picks, and he can cover too. Just an overall athlete. I really hope the Lions. I hope they can grab him. He can also, not to mention, he's a great tackler too. So that can't hurt. Important. It'll help on the run. So I'm really looking at defensive backs, and I'm looking at Alfonso Denard.
Yeah, out of Nebraska. Yeah, I've watched a lot of Big Ten ball, and that kid can play. I'll tell you that. That's a good. I like that pick right there. All right. Well, that ends it for today. Hope to catch you next time on the Detroit Lions podcast station. Take it easy. And signing off, Taylor Tessier.
Steve Weingarten.
Have a good night.